KKK. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're so sorry we're 5 minutes late out of time. Apologies about that. Welcome to class. I can see some names here already. Welcome King Cash, Matomi Daoud. Welcome Asamo Shobeid, Osatu Ayomiposi, Nessa Care, Stella Fadairo. Okay, welcome guys. Ahmed Adebiyi Oluwatosin Isimwe Sifa from Rwanda. Femfe Air. Okay. You guys are pumped. Welcome. I'm excited to see every one of us and our speaker for today is already right here on the live session with us, and we're excited to just kick off. So I'll quickly read out a bio. Right today, as you know, the session is on how to go from pitching to getting funded, getting investment ready. So you'll be learning everything about pitching, getting funded, getting your business funded, and getting investment ready. So just sit tight. You're in for a great treat, as usual now. So let me quickly read our speaker's bio and then we kick off class. Adenike Sharif is the founder of Spirit Capital, an investment fund that takes a non-consensus approach to backing early-stage consumer companies across Africa and the global Black diaspora. She previously co-founded Future Africa, where she helped raise and deploy $10 million into 50 startups. Barakat brings expertise in fundraising and scaling companies and writes and speaks about her faith as the foundation for her life and work. So with a start, applause. I want to see fire chat in the comment section. Applause. Let us welcome our speaker for today. You have the floor, ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. I hope you can all hear me clearly. Please let me know. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hold on.
Can you hear me? Perfect. Okay, thank you for confirming, Akonida Milola. So it's such a pleasure to be here. Like I said, you just heard my bio. My name is Adenike Sharif, and I'm the founder of Spirit Capital. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how to get investment ready, everything you need from your pitch to getting funding. Okay, let's kick it off, right? So you heard a little bit about me. I'm currently building Spirit Capital, and I invest in consumer companies serving underserved people groups across Africa and the global Black diaspora. Before now, I co-founded Future Africa, invested about $10 million into over 50 startups. And the reason I'm talking to you today is because in that time, I assessed at least 5,000 pitches from different entrepreneurs. So I'm here to tell you how exactly to position yourself to receive investments. Now, in this session, we're going to be covering what investors look for, how to prepare for fundraising, and how to move from having an idea to creating a fundable company or a fundable pitch. We'll be covering starting with clarity, building structure, assembling your documentation, aligning the different types of funding, preparing for due diligence, and most importantly, your pitch. To start with, first of all, you need to know that fundraising is not about begging. Yes, you need money. Yes, you need capital for your business. But remember that you are primarily creating value, and anybody that gives you money is doing it in the expectation of a return. So they are not doing you a favor. You need to start with the mindset that what you're building has value, and people will only invest if they can make money on it. It's not charity. So it's about building a partnership. Investors majorly focus on the following things: teams. Who is on your team? And I know for a lot of you, you're probably solo entrepreneurs or you're the only one on your team. Now, you need to figure out what is the best thing about you that makes you the best person to build that product. And that is usually not, doesn't have to mean that you went to the best school in the world. That just means what is the unique perspective that you bring towards solving that problem. I'll give you an example. I spoke to a founder 3 weeks ago, and he was building a tool that helps farmers dry their produce to avoid food waste. Now, what made him the best person to build that product? It's not like, yeah, he has some science experience, but his mom is a farmer. And there was a year where their whole harvest was wiped out because they could not store the food properly. And he had such a deep, um, he cared so much about the problem that he decided to solve it. So what is it about you in particular that makes you the best fit to solve the problem that you're solving? It can be that you're good at mathematics. It can be that you are a great salesperson. Just find your unique selling points and your unique advantage. Another thing is integrity. Your character matters a lot. Sometimes there can be two or three people who are building the same or similar things, but what distinguishes them and determines who people work with or who an investor chooses to work with is their character. And then third thing is grit. Are you resilient? Can you push through difficult circumstances? Now, the next most important thing is your markets. Do you have a large market for the products that you're building? Market is very simple. How many people in the world can pay you for whatever it is that you're building? Your target audience, do they have enough money for it? Those are the questions to ask. The third thing is that your product or solution, it's not enough to have a business, right? Is your business useful? Are you selling something that is a nice to have, not a must have? Are you selling an umbrella in a place where, in a desert, there will be no rain? Do you understand? You need to be selling something that is useful and solves a real pain point for people such that they are willing to spend money on it. Now, you have to think of how your idea, how you can make it unique. There are so many businesses that exist out there. Then you see the twist that some people put on it, and you're like, wow, I didn't think you could do this like this, right? So you just have to make sure that your product or solution is solving a real pain point. Now, this is very important. You need to have something called traction. What is traction? Evidence of demand, no matter how small. Traction is three people have paid me money to buy this thing. Traction is I have two companies that are interested in working with me on this. Traction is showing that you can actually make revenue from the thing that you're building. Imagine you were selling bags, right? It's not enough to have, maybe you crochet bags, for example. It's not enough to have crocheted the bags. Yes, they are beautiful. We need to know, is anybody willing to buy it? So in that case, traction will be three people from my church or mosque decided to give me money for these bags. Does that make sense? Good. Now, the last one is business model and scalability. So, we need investors are interested in a business that grows. Investors are not interested in they're not just interested in a business that, okay, how many of us grew up in a place where there will be one woman maybe in front of your house or your street? She sells biscuits, she sells salt, she sells all of these small small things. That business is bringing in revenue every day, it's feeding her family, but is the business really growing? Not necessarily, right? So you need to show evidence that this is a business model that can scale, whether it's through things like expanding into other countries, customer growth, or speed. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go to the next slide. Now, I understand that a lot of you are students, and even though I primarily invest as a venture capitalist, that means like invest in very early stage companies who have a huge potential for speedy and large growth. I decided that I'll talk to you about types of funding. There are different types of funding available for businesses. There's not just one single source of funding. You have non dilutive funding. Non dilutive means that you don't need to give up anything for this funding. It's almost like they just give you that amount of money and then you get to run your business with it. For example, grants. There are many organizations that give businesses grants. I think a very popular one is the Tolu Elumelu Foundation, right? People apply, they give them a grant. That's an amount of money they don't have to pay back. They can just invest that money in their business. Prizes, there are so many business competitions. Maybe you pitch somewhere, they award you a prize. There's competitions. Then there's revenue-based financing, where people give you money based on the revenue that you have, right? So there's all sorts of non-dilutive forms of funding. It's not just it's not just they don't ask you for anything in return. The next one is debts. I'm sure we are all familiar with this. You have to pay it back in form of bank loans, loans from microfinance banks, digital lenders, convertible notes. Convertible notes are legal instruments of funding where you promise to return the money at a certain time with specific interest. It's usually used between individuals. And then the third one, which is where I specialize, is equity, right? Equity means that you give part of your business. You will no longer be the only owner of your business. Whoever is investing money in that business now owns part of that business or a percentage of that business, depending on how much you have given. So, example of this is what we call angel investors. These are individuals who will give you money in exchange for part ownership in your business. We have accelerators. Accelerators are programs where you get in, they train you, they help you to grow your business, and they give you money. But in return, you give them a specific stake in your business. The third one, venture capital. These are companies that give you money for equity in exchange for owning a part of your business, and crowdfunding as well. There's like Seed Stars, so many online platforms where people raise money in exchange for giving away parts of their business. So I hope this makes sense. So in summary, if you want to categorize this, you have number one, non-dilutive. You don't give away anything. This is the best form of financing from a lot of early stage. Okay, I say a question here. How do you buy back the shares from them? You don't. Whenever your company gets sold or you grow, they get money in proportion to how much they've invested. You don't buy the shares back. So you have to be very careful about giving away equity, right? They become owners forever. There are cases where you can buy it back, but it's usually very expensive and it's a long process. So let's just assume that you don't buy the shares back. Then the second one with debt is fantastic. I think debt is really good for a lot of businesses, especially like e-commerce businesses, right? Businesses that sell. But the thing with debt is that the interest you have to pay attention to and make sure that it does not wreck you. And then with equity, you have to be very careful, because you're actually giving away parts of your business. You have to be sure that you're working with the right partners and you're not giving away too much equity. So, in summary, choose the type of capital that matches your stage or needs. So, yeah, I think we've talked about all of this. And a question to ask yourself here, maybe you can write it on a paper. How much exactly do you need for your business and what will it help you to accomplish? That's the first question you need to answer. That will help you know the type of funding that you need to be applying for. Now, when you've established the type of funding that you need to be applying for, right? We now need to get ready to approach people for investment. This is not just something that you can do casually. You need to prepare yourself. You need to have a number of things in place. Number one, the basics. Is your business registered? Whether that's with the CAC or whatever is applicable in your country. That means like your business is registered with the government. There is a name, whether is there's a name I can see here, Nexa Care Limited, for example, King Cash Corporation. Whatever it is, you just need to be sure that your business is registered. Now, I included this here because some of you might be building technology companies. So if you're building a technology companies or you have partners, right? Do you have a clear cap table? A cap table means your capitalization table. What that means is if there are two of us that started this business, I can say, oh, I own 40%, my partner owns 30%, and we've left how many percent now? 30, right? For prospective investors. Just make it clear who owns what percentage. All of that needs to be clearly noted down and recorded. Again, if you are multiple partners in the businesses, what are your roles and responsibilities? What are the agreements that you have between you? What, um, what is the process if somebody wants to leave the company? All of those things, you need to write them down very clearly. It needs to be clearly stated. You need to have it all in order. Those are the business basics. And of course, your legal registration, your CV, all of those things, you need to have those. Number two, vision and strategy. Investors buy into your vision and your strategy. So it is very important that you are able to explain the problem that you are solving and the solution that you have created in as little as 2 sentences. No long story. I am doing XYZ to solve XYZ, and this is how I am different. Nothing too extraordinarily long or stressful, right? You have to explain who is your target market. If your target market is market women, okay, market women where? What type of market women? The market women that you are considering, there are different categories of market women. Are you considering the ones who are wholesalers, or are you considering the ones who are retailers? Just being very granular and clear about your target market and why that target market will continue to grow. And then what is your growth plan? It doesn't need to be too detailed at the earlier stages, but you should have an idea of what needs to be in place within the next 3 to 5 years for your business to grow. Now, number three, this one is most important because it is what a lot of early stage businesses don't have. Your business finances are not your personal finances. Your business finances should be going into a separate account. And if at all you need money from the business to survive, your business should be paying you a salary. Not that because you have the business account app on your phone, anytime you need money, you just go there, you withdraw the money. No, you need to keep a clear distinction between your business finances and your personal finances. You need to also keep simple records. How much did you make? How much did you spend? What is your profits? What is your cash flow? And then you need to also show financial forecast. If you made 10 naira this month, right? You need to show us that, okay, next month you will make 12 naira, and in 2 months you will make 17 naira, and so on and so forth, right? You need to, based on your past records, show financial forecast. If I sell 10 bags, I will make this amount. I know I will sell 20 bags because I'm going to start doing advertisements. Just show us financial forecast and projections. Number four, I touched on this earlier. Show traction and proof. What is your evidence of customer demand? Do you have any people that are using your product or buying from you? Do you have maybe a pilot? Maybe if you are creating an app, have you created the MVP? That's the minimum viable products. Do you have a wait list of people who are giving you maybe their number and their email address? Even if you are selling to market people, have you gone to the markets and gotten deposits from people that when you bring the products, they will buy from you? Just being able to show proof that people are ready to pay for what you're selling, right? So the next thing, you also need to be able to explain your business model. How do you make money? This is not story. Oh, it's not okay. After I create this thing, then I'll start thinking. No, from the jump, you need to be very clear. I will sell this thing to XYZ. I will make 100 naira. Out of that 100 naira, 20 naira is my profits. Just knowing your um business model. And then your competitive advantage. Remember, I spoke about that earlier as well. What makes you distinct from all the other 1 million people selling bags, right? Is it that you have an e-commerce store where people can easily come, place their order and buy it? Whatever it is, just make it clear what makes you distinguishable. Now, investor readiness. Do you have a pitch deck? I'll go into more on how to prepare that later. A pitch deck is basically a document that tells us about your business, how much you need, and why you should be invested in. Again, remember I asked you how much money do you need and what will it help you accomplish? You need to figure that out. You have your data room with key documents, your pitch deck, your bio, tell us about yourself, your financial numbers, legal documents such as registration documents, and then you've identified your ideal investors. If you look at this list and you can tick most of these boxes, then you are ready to start pitching to investors. If not, right now, your job is to focus on building proof and structure before seeking investments, because you only get one shot with a lot of investors. You don't want to go there and you are unprepared. It's better to approach them when you have everything in order and you are prepared, and then you take things from there. Does that make sense? Awesome. So remember I spoke about the pitch deck, right? So, okay. I just wanted to be sure I've not picked, I've not, what's the word? Missed any slide. What do you include in your pitch deck? Let's start from the title slide. What is the name of your company? Please pick a nice company name that is a good name. Don't name your company Agbanle Cocoa and Sons Limited. A simple name that is straightforward, easy to pronounce, and nice. If you have a logo, add it. A logo, you don't need to pay anybody a lot of money. Go on Canva. There are so many free tools online now that can use to come up with a logo. Your tagline and your contact details, right? What do you do? Then number two, your problem. What big pain points are you solving? Who experiences this problem and why is it urgent or important? Right? So, for example, you are a doctor and you've noticed that a lot of people in Nigeria are moving abroad, right? And they're leaving their parents behind in Nigeria. Definitely, the parents will need people to take care of them. So you want to build a care home where the parents will be able to live and get access to care. You know, the pain points you are solving is caring for people's parents while they don't live in the country. How is this solving the problem better than existing options? Usually, people will have to get a nurse or a lady or whatever to be going to the house. The people are not trusted, they can quit anytime. But this is actual professional care. With this example, you can see how I've distinguished between what exists and what I want to exist and the target market. Does that make sense? Right? Target market size. So based on this example that I've given, right, we can look at, okay, there are 40 million. This is just a random number, by the way. It's not like I verified it. I can say there are 40 million Nigerians in the diaspora. If I say 20 million of them have older parents, I wouldn't be wrong, right? So I have a target market size of 20 million people, right? Why is now the right time? Like I said, we can clearly see the trend of people moving abroad. So these are just all the things that you need to make very, very clear. And then an investor will say, oh, wow, it's true. There's actually no option for care for people who live abroad but have their parents in Nigeria. And they'll be seeking something like that and be ready to pay good money for it. Now, if I have this idea, my traction can be that I create a website online and I say, if you're interested in this, fill a form. And I go to my investors and I say, I'll put it in the pitch deck and say 10,000 people have indicated interest on our wait list. I don't have to build the care home first before I show that people are willing to pay for it. Does that make sense? Right. So there are different forms of traction: users, revenue, growth, partnerships, pilots, wait list. Number six, your business model, how you make money. Include that in your pitch deck as well. Your unit economics. So these are all the things that your pitch deck should capture, right? That's what investors want to know. So you need to write them very clearly. Then the next one is your go-to-market strategy. Okay, you have this fantastic idea, right? This care home idea that I gave, for example. How will you reach and win customers? How do you plan to target a customer? And I can say something like, oh, a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora on Facebook. I will run Facebook advertisements. I will work with influencers, to talk about it, to tour our facilities, to make Sorry, there's a question here. Is website and one social media page enough for traction proof? No, it's not. Your traction will be how many people are using the websites, for example. How many followers on social media do you have? So the website and the social media page in and of themselves are not the traction. It is the amount of people that use it. Does that make sense? Depending on what you're doing. So I can also say that I will put leaflets in major hospitals. I will go to churches and I'll go to mosques because a lot of older people attend these places to worship, and I'll share the flyers. You just have to be clear on how you plan to reach customers. Now, the next one is important. You are not the only one that is doing what you are doing. So who else is solving this problem? With the care home example, the competition is probably hospitals, private nurses, private care professionals, right? You need to tell us why you are different. Why we are different is that it's streamlined, your parents get focused care, your parent you don't have to worry about what individual medical professionals are doing. We take care of that. If they have any medical conditions, we make sure they take their drugs, we drive them to their appointments, we bring special consultants to see them. With this, you can see that I'm clearly stating the things that differentiate this business from all other existing alternatives. Does that make sense? Now, again, we're back to this one: team. Whether it's you and a couple of people that are working on it, you have to tell us why you are the right people to be solving the problem, right? And then your financials, your revenue, your cost, your profitability, 3 to 5 year projections. If 3 to 5 years is too much for you, you can do 1 year, but just try and show that you're thinking about the future, right? Now, the next thing to have is your funding ask. How much do you need? And you don't come about this by accident. Go and think about what you want to use that money for and what it will cost you. That's how you come up with how much you need. What are you going to use the money for, most importantly? Is it to hire people? Is it to run advertisements? Is it to create the products? Is it to grow the products? Is it for operations? And after you've spent this money, what milestones are you going to hit? All of this is very important. Now, for your closing slide, you have your vision and your mission statement. If I give you money, how is this product going to change the world? What is your vision? Right? You have to tell us that, so that, because remember, I told you investors buy into the long term vision. There are so many businesses that are making money. Even some will probably be making more money than you. But the key thing, some of the key things, aside how much money your business is making, etc., that influences investors is number one, how well you are doing, like how well you as a person, like your special advantages that makes you well suited to building that business. Number two, the broad vision that you have, right? So it's very important, and how you've approached solving the problem. Now, this one is very important. There's no need to come up with 25 slides. Nobody is going to read it. Try and keep it to 10 to 12 slides maximum. Keep things very clear, straight to the point. Utilize short sentences, add nice images, and then, yeah, it's simple, straightforward. Make it easy for someone to understand, even when you are not the one presenting it. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you've gone through all this, you have your documents ready, you have your data room ready. What is next, right? You have to email the investors politely, telling them about your business. Where can you find investors? You have to be very resourceful. They are on LinkedIn. Research about them. There are websites that announce businesses that have raised funding, right? Look at the investors that invested in those businesses and figure out how to send them a message. You need to be resourceful. Also, if you're not emailing professional investors, you have your friends, you have your family, you have people around you, you may have a lecturer, you may just have someone, a local business owner that is willing to give you the money. Message them politely, reach out to them politely, and be ready to give them the tell them I'm so and so, I'm doing so and so. I've attached my pitch deck. Can you let me know when you are available for a conversation. I look forward to hearing from you. If they don't reply, follow up 2 times, 3 times, and if they still don't reply, it's fine. Most people will not reply you, so you just have to be ready for the rejections, right? Number two, this one is very important. You know that pitch deck that you did, right? You have to be able to tell the story of your business very, very simply. And that will not happen by accident. You have to practice it. So practice your pitch, practice it with friends until you know the story. Tell us who you are, the gap that exists, how your business is solving it, how your business will change the world. You need to tell that story very smoothly, not in a um not in a very stressful way. I don't know. Am I able to share a video? I want to show you guys an example of a pitch. Sorry, I'm not hearing anything back. Can I share? Yeah, I think I can share screen. Okay. Okay. So this is my friend. Can you guys see my screen before I continue? Did you see the screen and were you able to hear it? I'll play it now. Let me know. You can't see it.
In 2019, I launched my first business and had to deliver many packages daily. This was my first-hand introduction to how inefficient logistics can really be. The business eventually died with a high cost of operation.
Can you guys see the video I'm sharing? You can see it now. Okay, I'll start it again so that you can watch it from the beginning. Okay.
In 2019, I launched my first business and had to deliver many packages daily. This was my first-hand introduction to how inefficient logistics can really be. The business eventually died with a high cost of operation as the major reason. And in Nigeria alone, over 1,000 businesses die every single day for this same reason. Logistics in Africa is still very fragmented and unoptimized. On one hand, there are small operators without technology to function at scale. And on the other hand, there are big operators without enough local context on how to tailor this solution to Africa. So this divide makes it very expensive and ultimately impossible for a lot of businesses to scale. The global last mile delivery market is currently valued at over $190 billion, but Africa somehow currently accounts for just 1% of that. However, research validates that with a growing population, Africa will experience the fastest growth rate for last mile deliveries in the next 7 years. Now, I need you to imagine the magnitude of opportunities that still exist here. I'm Ifoma, co-founder of SendStack, and my team and I are crazy enough to be building the largest digital infrastructure to power this growth. We're a team of creative entrepreneurs with years of experience across e-commerce and logistics, and together we possess a rare combination of both operational and technical skills to solve this problem like never before. We do this by providing businesses with digital tools to seamlessly manage their logistics operations. We aggregate multiple delivery service providers, automate end-to-end visibility of the entire process, and build algorithms that auto-generate optimized routes for the final deliveries to happen. In just 1 year, we fulfilled over 70,000 deliveries and generated over $150,000 in revenue. But the best part is that we achieved this with just 2 employees in operations, validating the level of efficiency our solution provides. We're now evolving from a platform that manages just the last mile fulfillment to providing the software that has powered our excellent operations as a service to other businesses. We'll streamline their operations by giving them full access to multiple service providers, both big and small, by giving them full control also of the entire end-to-end process. And we're well on our way to 10x our current ARR in the next 3 years through subscription fees, processing fees, and partnership commissions. We're now opening our pre-seed round of $1 million. The best time to invest in us was yesterday. The next best time is now. Join us as we make logistics more sustainable, scalable, and profitable for businesses in Africa. Thank you.
Okay, did you guys see that video? I hope you really saw it. Hello? Hello? You saw the video. You heard the things that she said, right? You saw how she told the story of her business. You saw how she talked about a logistics business. You see all the motorcycles that are doing logistics every day. She told the story. She started with her problem, starting a business, but customers not being able to get their packages, the solution she came up with, the progress and traction they had made. Did you hear when she said they had made $150,000? And it was just 3 minutes. That is how your pitch needs to be. Now, do you think she just woke up that day and she did that pitch like that? No. She rehearsed it over and over and over again until she had almost crammed it and the story flowed well. If you had the money, wouldn't you want to give it to her? She understands what she's doing, understands the problem, understands the markets. Do you guys see what I mean by great pitch, right? So you have to nail your pitch and nail the story. Now, the next most important thing, you need to start writing and sharing regular updates of your business progress. What do I mean by this? Every single month, there must be something that happens in your business. Whether it's you made 10,000 naira, you got 10 new customers, you hired somebody, whatever it is, every single month, there's something that happens in your business. I want you to start putting all of those things together and recording them and sharing the updates of it with people in your network that can be potential investors. And if you don't have people in your network that can be potential investors, you have the internet. There's something called building in public. Share it on LinkedIn, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, right? Just share your progress so that keeps people abreast of the fact that they'll remember, oh wow, 6 months ago they didn't have any customers, now they have 100. Does that make sense? The next thing is expect questions and due diligence. What does this mean? Yes, you have this wonderful pitch, you have everything put together, but nobody's just going to give you money. They are going to ask you questions to be sure that you understand what they are doing. And they're going to research you, research your background. If you've worked somewhere before, they'll probably call your former employer and say, what do you think about this person? If you're a student, they'll probably meet your lecturer and say, do you know this person? They'll probably look for people around you. Maybe if you serve in school, in any department or whatever, they will reach out to people there. People just need to know that you are a reliable, trustworthy person and you can do what you say you will do. So don't expect that because your business is great, people will just give you money. No, they have to do their due diligence to be sure that you steward those resources properly. Now, this one is very important though. Because you are looking for investments does not mean that you should pack your business and put it on one side. No, keep running your business to the best of your ability. If whatever you can achieve with the resources that you have, keep doing it. If it's reaching out to customers manually, keep doing it. If it's building your app, keep doing it. If it's selling things, keep doing it. So that way your business does not suffer because you are in the process of raising money for investments. And last but not least, get expert advice where necessary to help you with legal negotiation. When you are raising investments, you are going to sign some documents, whether it's debt or equity or whatever. Get a lawyer. Even if it's someone that you know from your church or your mosque or a friend of a friend or your friend's daddy, just make sure that you have a legal professional that is looking through all of those documents before you sign it, right? Now, what are the common mistakes to avoid? You can't just say my business is the best business in the world in this category, blah, 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 blah. What is the evidence? What is the data to show? Oh, I believe that the market for um let's say rice is going to explode in the next few months. What is your evidence? You need to have data to back up all your claims. Number two, you need to know your numbers. This is where a lot of entrepreneurs fail. How much do you make when you sell a unit of a product? How much is your profit? How much is your gross profit, your net profits, your cash flow? All of those things, you need to know your numbers at the back of your hand. What did I say? At the back of your hand. Now, number three, not every investor is for you. Remember when we spoke about earlier chasing the right investors? Look at your business, look at how much you need, and determine the right investor. If you don't determine the right one, a lot of people will just not answer you, right? So you need to know, okay, am I going for grants? Am I going for early stage investors? If it's 1 million naira that I need, um I probably shouldn't go to a huge institution that invests 10 million naira. I should probably be going to microfinance bank, for example. So you need to chase the right investors instead of just everybody. And then fundraising is not the goal. Believe it or not, there are so many people that have successfully built businesses without raising any form of capital. So stop treating fundraising like, oh, if I raise this money, then I've arrived. It's not true, right? You need to know that building a business, a thriving business is the goal. Fundraising is just the fuel that helps you. So it's possible to successfully bootstrap a business. Okay. Okay, so now with all of this being said, right, I thought that we would have the time to do some practice. I don't know if you guys can speak, but I think you can type. So why don't you type a business speech and I can give you feedback? Just say something about your business and I'll give you feedback. We can do that for the next 5 minutes. You guys heard me, right? Okay, so I'll give you some time to come up with your pitch. Whenever it's ready, just type it and paste it in the chat and we'll take things from there. Yes, you couldn't hear anything because I wasn't speaking. I decided to give you some time to look at what you're doing. Okay. Lift Africa, Nigeria, tech. Okay, let's start from Lift Africa, Nigeria tech. Lift Africa Tech, a Nigeria startup, is poised with the potential to bridging the digital divide in Nigeria through hands-on training, both physically and online. Okay, Machine, thank you for this. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. The question though is training on what? You didn't say. So there's no way to know what's, you're training people on, right? So you need to include that. Ishola, Nigeria imports over 5 million bags yearly, according to WIT, and this affects our GDP. And this is why Royal Toast Bags exists to provide bags for students, young professionals, and youth in Nigeria. Okay. Ishola, the problem with this is that how does your bag compare to the ones that are being imported? So you might want to focus on the features that your bag has that would what's the word now, attract buyers, rather than just the fact that Nigeria imports 5 million bags. So you could say something like, yes, we import bags, but they don't fit the culture, the fashion of the average Nigerian. You're creating culturally relevant bags with designs that resonates. I hope that makes sense, Ishola, and I hope you guys can hear me. Okay. Um, the next one. A major problem with most A major problem with most hairstyling business is the amount of time a customer uses in the salon. This includes losing other customers while just one person's. Okay, I'm Ruby's hair, and we deal with employing great builders who are gentle with the customer hair while being attentive to their needs and doing this within a short period of time. Okay, Ruby's hair, fantastic. I want to show you something. Okay, I want to show you something. I'm just adding hair braiding. I don't know why the thing I want to show you is not coming up, but I want you to look for Nadine hair braiding. Just Google it. This is for the lady Dolakbo that has a salon. Or yes, just Google Nadine hair braiding. Basically, what they've done is they have a 24-hour salon with multiple braiders. So anytime you go there, there will be someone to braid your hair. And of course, they make a lot of money. So I want you to see that's how you can distinguish yourself. And that's something that has huge growth potential. It's very clear how it's different from other regular salons. There will always be somebody there to make your hair. Does that make sense? For this, your current idea now, if there are many salons that do this, so it will be very hard for an investor to give you money for it. But you need to talk about how you distinguish yourself. I hope that's clear, Dolakbo. You know her, you follow her on TikTok. Perfect. That's the type of way you need to be thinking about your business and how you should describe it. Okay. Vincent, the founder of Eco Harvest. I like this name, Agro Eco Tourism and Innovation. Okay, Vincent, this is fantastic. But do you know I still don't understand what you do? What is what happens in your hub? You need to tell us. It's still not clear. It sounds fantastic, but I'm not sure exactly what you do. Ayomikposi, Delight Cakes and More is where we make cakes and pastries that really add joy to people's celebrations. The demand for cakes is growing fast, and I see a big chance to go with it. You are very correct, Ayomikposi. But question: have you heard about fastest cakes? Ayomikposi, have you heard about fastest cakes? Okay, I want you to check it out. Fastest cakes. The truth is, there are so many bakers, but what is going to distinguish you from the other bakers? Now, fastest cakes, what they've done is they have just very basic cake designs. But the idea is that you want to buy a cake today, you can buy a cake from them. You'll be able to pick up any celebration cake from them, same day delivery. Do you understand? So you need to, I'm not saying you have to build fastest cakes. I'm just saying there are so many bakers. What is going to distinguish you as a baker? Do you understand? Is it that you get the cakes fast? Is it that you do only wedding cakes? Is it that you do children's birthday cakes? I am known for, like, if you want the best character cakes, contact Ayomikosi. Is it that you do all those small bento cakes? You have to think about what distinguishes you. It's not enough to just make cake in this day and age. There are so many bakers, a dime a dozen, but you have to distinguish yourself. Does anybody else know? Does anybody else have a business that they want to share? Okay, Fagro Initiative. We produce seedlings to meet the needs of farmers and household gardeners. We also buy, sell, and produce fruity and leafy vegetables. This is very, very good. Straight to the point, right? Faithful. The next question I'll have is: are there specific types of seedlings that you sell? Do you focus on any specific niche? You just have to make that clear. But I like how you described your business. It's very clear, it's very straightforward. Now, Faithful, I have a question for you. What do you think will be the best form of funding for your business from the examples that I gave earlier? I'll be waiting for your response. Winista Malunga. In my society, we have a problem of termites that destroys furniture that are made with wood. With this problem, Star Eco Engineering Service has come in to solve this problem by making metal furniture. This is perfect, very clear, very straightforward. I see the problem, I see the solution. Amazing, well done. Okay, many Nigerians lose time, money, and energy battling market stress and inflated prices. Chick O solves this by being a fast, reliable shopping bot, delivering fresh food and household essentials straight to doorsteps, convenient, affordable, and trustworthy. Agnes, did you use AI for this? It's very nice, but it's amazing. I love how you framed the problem. Yeah, this is really good. This is really good, very clear, very straightforward. I want you to check out Go Lemon, Agnes. Okay. Many Nigerian households face challenges with unhygienic, costly, and time consuming food preparation. Vivas Garden addresses this by processing and packaging affordable, clean, and ready to use food products and local snacks such as beans flour, offer the rice, kulikuli, and plantain chips. We deliver convenience and quality. Olamide Oladejo, do you think that your customers are Nigerian households Or better customers will be Nigerians in the diaspora? Let me know. Did you hear me, Olamide? I asked if you think a better target audience is Nigerians in Nigeria or Nigerians in the diaspora. Let me know. Perfect, faithful. Grants and loans. I love how you've thought about it. That is very perfect, right? So grants and loans. You need to have all your documents with space, and you're in a good space. You're in the agri space. There are lots of grants for people who work in the agriculture space. So that's a good one. There's no other way. Anybody else wants to share their business and what it does? Anybody else? Then you have to reduce it though. You have to maybe try typing it in paste half and then paste the second half. Some people have done that, they've split it into two. Okay, I've seen some. Thank you very much, Osatui. This is a very interesting, what's the word? A very unique perspective. Everyday cakes. It's true. Cakes and slices available every day so everyone can enjoy. I love it. Very perfect. Um, I love that you took the correction. Yeah. Learn with Zoe makes science easy and fun for Africa kids through engaging daily digital lessons. With simplified tough concepts with visuals and stories, boosting learning and confidence. This is very amazing, Oluwadamilola. Now, my question will be, what distinguishes you from the many science for kids platforms out there? Are you using local examples, local languages? I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying think about what makes you unique. But I love how you explained what you're solving. Well done. Um, Deborah. We are a young, dynamic enterprise that blends creativity, empowerment, and functionality. You see that these things I just read, that first line, you can remove it and what you want to say, you still say it. Do you get what I mean? So try and always go straight to the point. Through handcrafted, customized jewelry and gifts, elegant gifts creation, skill development programs. Okay, so, Deborah, it seems like your business does a number of things, right? You have to maybe be able to tell the story better. Are you a gift company or are you a skill development company? You have to choose the one you want to talk about. Now, I know that as a gift company that makes handcrafted stuff, you probably train people to do them. But is that the core of your business? Focus on the core parts. But yes, what you said is nice. High quality handcrafted products that make gifting thoughtful and memorable. This is amazing. This is beautiful. Muhammad, MSI Albarka Boutique Business Enterprise, providing our customers with long lasting materials at an affordable price. Okay, this is very good. Long lasting materials at an affordable price for professionals. Amazing. Mohammed, maybe you have to think about, do you offer payment plans? Are you targeting very young professionals? Are you talking about male or female professionals? Those are some things to think about, but I love how you've explained it. It's very nice and straightforward. Okay. The handicrafts jewelry products are your core, so focus on that and focus on the one that has unique materials. Make it clear. And handcraft, is it earrings, is it necklaces? Just be very clear about what you're producing. Well done, Deborah. Precious. In 2023, I worked in a laundry company and I realized that over 70% of individuals find laundry exhausting. Very true. Now, in University of Abuja, where I school, I observed that students and lecturers, okay, this is getting too long. I'll wait for you to finish, Precious. Faithful. How do you suggest I stand out more with my agribusiness, especially to drive market and traction? So I think I mentioned it earlier. Are there any particular specific seeds that you provide? Is it whether it's seeds for flowers or seeds for food? Are you in a specific niche? Focusing on a specific niche might be very helpful. So people know if they are looking for XYZ seeds, you are the one that they should come to. So that might help. And then another thing you can do faithful is education. I assume people are buying the seeds to grow them, right? So how can you educate people about growing the seeds and ensuring that they reap a good harvest? I hope that helps. Okay, Timileyin Onobude. The importance of jewelry to complement an outfit can be overemphasized. TPL accessories was birthed from the need to see ladies, especially students, enhance their look and personality. You've posted these two sentences. You've still not told us what TPL accessories does, Timileyin. So maybe you can pick one part of this and make it shorter. So something to note, and I'm seeing a bunch of people saying it, pricing is not enough of a differentiating factor. Okay, your stuff is affordable. Sorry, what's the English I want to say now? Your products are affordable. So it really doesn't matter. What matters is the quality of what you produce and the uniqueness. So instead of using your affordability which is really not your control because something can go up in price, like the raw materials you're using. Why not focus on the actual unique value of what you are providing? Does that make sense? Machine, I read yours earlier and I said yes, hands-on training both physically and online. But what are you training them on? You didn't say. Digital skills is very broad. Is there a specific thing that you're training people on? You need to include that. Is it web development? Is it how to use Microsoft Words, whatever? Okay. So Faithful has said that she focuses on peppers and tomatoes while growing out cucumber, lettuce, and pepper. This is very perfect, right? So have you thought about doing a lot of education about green peppers and tomatoes, different varieties? Um, just educating people about it. I think that will really, really help. Okay. Yes, Oluwadamilola Fashion. You said science education. No doubt. Learn with Zoe is very unique. I love the idea, making science accessible and fun. But like I said, if you go on YouTube now, right, I could literally go on YouTube and search science for kids. There are so many platforms. So what makes you unique from them? That's the question. What makes you unique? Kids is a very broad niche. So you still need to go down for that. If it's African kids, the example I gave was, are you using local relevant examples? Right? Okay. Um Wendy City. We believe that everyone deserves to feel confident in their own skin and express their unique sense of style. Join our movement today and let us help you unleash your inner fashion icon. Yeah, one day, how would Wendy City help me unleash my inner fashion icon? Are you providing styling services or are you selling clothes? From your description, it's not yet clear. So, what does Wendy City actually do? You need to make that clear. Eco Harvest focuses on ecotourism to conserve the environment and use the innovation hub to train women and youth in green skills to provide employment and reduce deforestation. Very good, Androdi. But you are talking about two different things here. So, what is the main focus of Eco Harvest? Is it the ecotourism or the training? Most effective way for a fashion designer to stand out. There are luxury fashion designers, there are everyday fashion designers. I Has anybody heard about Vicky James? Before she came on board, you could argue that there were enough what's the word, women's fashion designers. It's all about how you position yourself. What are you designing? Is it everyday wear? Is it party wear? Is it bespoke wear? You have to think about it and then based on that, determine how to position yourself. Chikwem Automotive empowers small businesses to deliver goods and services in a timely manner, affordable at their own pace through the conversion of traditional bicycles to electric scooters. This is really good. This one is really, really good, Chikwem Automotive. You want to probably focus on the environment as well, but this is really, really, really good. I love this idea. Very good. Well done, Chikwem Automotives. Amuzu, I love this cassava processing and palm oil production for food sustainability. Okay, are you also selling the cassava? Like, yes, food sustainability is a good result that you get from it. That's the broad vision. But remember when I spoke about business model? Are you selling it wholesale, retail? What's happening? Or do you sell just process the cassava and palm oil and then you leave it? You have to think about that. Machine, very good. So this thing that you said, digital skills such as web development, da 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 da, and your target audience, add it to your original thing that you said, merge it together into one broad sentence. But you can see this is very, very clear. Okay. Havila Loom Studio. Create authentic African expressions. What does that mean? Are you weaving clothes while training and empowering artisans to transform their talents into livelihoods? What does Havila Loom Studio sell? Is it weaving, woven materials? Are you producing textiles? You have to make that clear. It's still not clear. Mhm. Machine, very good. I love how you've now detailed it and made it very clear. Okay, all African crafts. Winifred, you need to make it clear the things that you're making, but yes, it sounds good. So you need to include these examples that you've given me into the original thing that you said. Okay. Kanayo, it's still not clear what you are equipping them with. What are the specific skills? You need to tell us what the specific skills are. Mohammed, I think I've given you feedback as well. Really good. Just making sure that you're making it clear the group of professionals that you're selling to. Okay, Thrift Africa. I think that we're. I hope you guys have all learned from the feedback that I've given on the pitches, right? And how you describe your businesses. I think I'll move forward now. It's a 6:20 already, so that we can go into question and answer. Investors back founders who demonstrate preparation, discipline, and a strong grasp of their markets. When you begin with the resources at your disposal, you should build tangible proof of your concepts and then seek the funding that you need to grow. Okay, so I have a website where I talk about VC stuff, which is probably not relevant to a lot of you, but if you are just curious, you can subscribe to my website newsletter at vclikeabc.com. Thank you for listening to my talk. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Any questions, please? Okay, question here. Is there a space for us to submit our proposal for you and be able to give us more comprehensive advice? Not right now, but maybe if you get in touch with Thrift, they might have a way to facilitate that. How do we get grants? Can a nihilist companies or foundation that gives grants? Okay. Let me tell you something that you need to have as a business owner. You need to be able to conduct research. So, I don't know companies that gift grants, but let's do it together. I will search it for you and I'll paste. I will let you know what I find and we can look at grants for SMEs in Nigeria. Okay. So, who asked that question? Charities, cakes, and confectionaries. You can literally Google grants for small businesses in Nigeria, and you see a bunch of options come up. So you can just explore any of those options. Unfortunately, I don't know. I mentioned Tony Elumelu, but that's really the one that I know that gives grants. Okay, any other question? You are all welcome. I'm seeing the thank yous. You're all welcome. No question. Okay, good. So I expect that you all now know what it entails to raise investments and you know what you need to put in place to make yourself attractive to investors. Okay. So over to you, Thrift Africa. We are ready to wrap up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for this today's session on pitching. It was really awesome. I just hope everyone in the comments and just like say thank you, send emojis. I think we have all filled the attendance form today. I think we have all filled the attendance form today. Yes, thank you so much, man. This
Well,
was a really, really good class on pitching, just understanding how to put your business out there. So I think we can all go to the group. I think group where we'll share the post assessment form for today's class. Thank you, Ma. Thank you for your time. Thank you everybody for joining the session.